Hey everybody, it's Craig here. Alright, so we are going to talk about, I don't know, I guess the mentally ill, uneducated AOC. All of her rhetoric over the past few days, past week, on Twitter, just going on and on and on about American detention camps and well, I'm sorry, that's exactly what they are. They're detention camps. She's calling them concentration camps. This woman is insane. Insane. There's absolutely something in her mind that doesn't work, doesn't function correctly. These aren't concentration camps. If you look back, part of the $4.5 billion that Trump was trying to get for doing the wall was actually to help build more facilities, hire more judges, get people in and out quicker, not have to do what we're having to do now. Which right now we're having to find temporary places and open places that, just for the overflow of people that have come across the border illegally. Now, in rebuttal to AOC's points, where, this is a bad thing and thousands of kids are getting ripped from their families, let me explain this to you. Obama is the one that put this in place. The only thing that Trump is doing is enforcing the law. Obama didn't enforce the law. Now, the other rebuttal, and this the simplest, is this. There's a solution to this, and it's so extremely simple. It's so simple, but her simpleton mind can't figure it out. Would there be any... All right, if you got caught doing anything illegal and you went to jail, do you get to take your kids? Wow. See, no, you don't. But the other thing is, should they be in these camps to begin with? And the very simple answer is no, they shouldn't. You know why? They shouldn't be here, period. So in the first place, they just shouldn't even be here. There's a process and there is a way in order to come into this country. And it needs to be done legally. If it's not done legally, then, well, I'm sorry. They shouldn't be in these places. They should immediately be, bam, thrown on the other side of the wall. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. It's not rocket science here. It's called the law. If I go out right now, break the law, my ass goes to jail. And I'm a U.S. citizen. But somebody else could break the law. And yes, crossing the border illegally is breaking the law. And nah, let's just release them into the public. Man, fuck that. That's not how this shit works. Alright, the simple solution is, you catch an illegal coming across the border, you chunk his ass back across the border. Simple as that. Fill out your paperwork, let it go through the system. If you get accepted, you get to come in. It's very simple. I do mean it's very simple. It's a really simple solution. Would there be anybody being in any of these, detention centers? No. You know why? Because they wouldn't be here. It's a very simple solution. But the Democrats don't want to do that. No, they don't want to do that. They don't want to. You know why? They just don't want to give in to Trump. All right. They want to work on infrastructure. They want to do something about immigration. They just don't want to do it with Trump. Well, I mean, we've already seen the Democrats have broke down. I mean, they're broke down. I am thoroughly convinced that we're living in a simulation right now. I am thoroughly convinced of that. just by the way these crazy ass people think. Um, and they have absolutely no rebuttal to anything. You're a bot. You're a Russian bot. Dude, there was nothing even having to do with Russia except for on the damn Democratic side. So I don't want to hear shit about that. I'm not a bot. But there's so many crazy ass people out there with these crazy thoughts and everything else and these crazy ideas. It really makes me think that we're really living in a simulation, and it's a bad one. It's a bad simulation too. But that's the easiest way to eliminate this problem. Catch them, immediately put them back. And I don't mean just put them back in Mexico, because it's not Mexicans. It's not just Mexicans that are crossing the border. Now we've got Africans crossing the border. We've got, I mean, it's and here's the deal. I could just grab a random child, cross the border, because it makes me look like a family, and they'll just let us go. But it's just a random child. And don't say this doesn't happen, because it actually happens a lot. It's bad when the parents of these children, and when I say children, all the way from small children all the way up to teenagers, it's bad when their parents give them birth control, protection, all kinds of other things to make this journey to the U.S. because they know that they're going to get sexually assaulted on the way up here. Okay, so let's just put a stop to it. If you know you can't get through, then you're not going to make that journey. All right, there's a way to come in. There's a way to apply. When you get approved, if you get approved, you get to come in. It's as simple as that. All right, we can't take in the world's population. We can't afford to feed everybody. We can't afford to give free medical attention to people that don't even fucking live here, but the people that do live here can't afford the freaking can't afford medical bills. That's ridiculous. Let's give them a free education. Let's give them this. But guess what? They don't have to pay for it. I'm pregnant. I'm going to go ahead and cross the border because if I give birth there, then they become an American citizen and I get to stay. That shit's got to stop. Period. As a matter of fact, I believe there's a bill already going right now that's going to stop that. Now, am I against immigration? Absolutely not. I am not against immigration at all. And I'm not letting these other people that have applied for a visa, came in and overstayed it and not left, I'm not letting them off the damn hook either. You catch that sumbitch, and it should be very simple to do. When visas expire, okay, well, did that sumbitch leave the country? No, go get his ass and put him on a plane. So it's not just the people coming from one border. So, we're a nation of immigrants. Well, the majority of y'all are immigrants. I have no problem with immigration. We need immigration reform. Absolutely. We need an easier process, a quicker process. I understand frustration of having to wait and wait and wait. There really does need to be a quicker process in order to get up in here. But we only need the people that up in here, and this is the way it's supposed to be and the way it's written now, is you need to be able to add something to this country. You need to be able to bring a job skill. You need to be able to bring something that will aid this country. Coming here because you don't have a job or you don't make enough money in another country and you want to come here is not a valid point. Now, if you have a job skill and you apply and you're selected, you get to come in, guess what? Bring it on, baby. I got a job for you. Man, if you know how to work on cars, if you know how to do, anything mechanical, bring it on. But you gotta be legal in order to do this. I mean, we're bound by laws just like everybody else. And the other thing is there are a lot of illegal immigrants that are just getting raped over by business owners because they know they can do it. Now, is that, a good thing? Hell no. It's not a good thing. It's really not. These are really shitty people that do this to these illegal, illegals that live here, and there are a ton that live in my city that are illegal. They get treated like shit. I would say every one of them that I've met, really good people. Still not the point. You need to come here legally. So, to AOC, these are not concentration camps. These are detention centers. You could also classify, according to your classification, you could classify any prison as a concentration camp because you're concentrating a bunch of fucking criminals in one place. So, concentration camp. This is not a concentration camp, and that's a big slap in the face to the Jews. It's a big slap in the face to anybody that went through the Holocaust. And for you to sit there and say you don't owe an apology to anybody, and anybody that believes any different, you just don't understand why. You're right, you don't. You know why? You're a simpleton. I think you're slightly mentally retarded. I haven't quite seen the test yet, but I'm pretty sure you'd pass. Anyway, I'm going to go back to work like every hard U.S. citizen does, get my hands dirty some more. And Craig 316 says, my facts don't care about your feelings. And these are just the facts. AOC, you're an idiot. Simple solution. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to actually solve these problems. All it takes is common sense, which unfortunately is not common. I'm Craig. See y'all in the next video.